Good day, professionals, and welcome to another performance management class. Today, we shall be examining the remaining part of our cost planning and control by even starting with learning curve. When we say a learning curve, what do we mean? Learning curve is just, let's break it down. When we say learning, by the time you are resuming or you are assuming a new role or a new duty or a new post, it might be taking a time for you to adapt to that task that may be given to you or the task that is ahead of you. Let's take, for instance, when we graduated as an accountant, we were employed. As we are employed, we see that all what they taught us in class were 100% different from the practical aspect of it. It's just as if we are just learning a new thing. But when learning it, your first month might be as JJC. After the second month, we are getting used to it. After the third month, we are even becoming part of it. After the fourth month, our experience is growing. As our experience is growing, so also everything is also improving. Okay? Everything is also improving. Waka. Everything is also improving. So as a matter of such, learning is taking place. So when learning actually takes place, what happens? It allows the time that is taken for a task to be complete to reduce. If you are spending 1 hour on an activity, when you are just started, by the time that you now know what you are doing, the time will be reducing gradually. That is what learning curve studies. And that learning curve is just the techniques that uses, let me call it a techniques that use a graphical to actually solve a given problem after learning as.
Hello, excuse me, sir.
I can't hear anything. I can't hear anything again.
And what is progression? It is not. I don't get that.
No problem.
Oh, welcome, sir. So when we talk of the learning curve just studied the gradual process that a job is used to complete, the time that we take to complete a task as a result of learning. That's why I said the learning itself is when you acquire a skills, you now have the ability to now produce efficiently more than when you are just new to the business or to the task. The same thing for a product. When a new product is launched or when a new product is to be processed, the performance of the employee that will work on that process will be significantly low. But as time increases, as they're learning more on that product, then they are adapting to it. The time that will now be used to be processing and delivering the job will now be what reducing gradually. Learning curve is like that of our demand curve. It's like that of our demand curve, which slope downward. We have learning curve. That's what we are doing. So the learning curve diagram is like this. Let's assume this is time. This is the quantity. You know, in your in your normal graph of demand and supply, it is not time that will be here. It is always your, what do we call it? Your cost or price. It is the price that will be here. But this is not that one. This is just, this is your learning curve. In your learning curve, though it looks like demand curve, but still, don't mistake it. It is time that we put here. So this one is time. It is not cost or price. Let's assume that to produce, let me say 100 quantity, 200, 300, 400, 500. You always take us 5 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours, and 10 hours. Initially, it is always like this. 5 hours to produce 1, 7 hours to produce 2, 8 hours to produce 3, 9 hours to produce 4, 10 hours to produce 5. Okay? Apparently, what am I doing? Sorry, please. It is 5 hours to produce 500 quantity. 7 hours to produce 400, 8 hours to produce 300, time 3 to produce 200, 10 hours to produce 100 quantity. But as learning is setting in gradually, this time that you have will now be decreasing up to the point that you will now have, if not 0, you will have a minimum minute to acquire maximum productivity. And that is what learning curve is all about. That is what learning curve is all about. Apparently, as more units are produced, the people involved in the production, they now become more efficient. Just like, sorry, anybody that is working in the banking sector, I apologize duly. If you look at those people working in, sorry, not those people, a friend working in the banking sector as a teller. Teller is transaction officer. Please, anything I said is just for the purpose of the class. I did not mean it. And let me tell you that the experience that I do not have, I don't use. I'm also once a transaction officer. Just to know, please. So don't take it as, in case you are working as a transaction officer, sincerely speaking, it is not an abuse, and I do not mean to ridicule you or your work. Please pardon me. So as a transaction officer, what I do year in, year out is collect deposits and pay customer. Collect deposits and pay customer. First year, second year, up to 10 years. If you now ask me, how many years experience I have? I will now tell you 10 years, Sabi. I do not have 10 years banking experience, oh my dear. I only have 1 year experience repeated 10 times. Because have you walked into a bank and you see a transaction officer that is attending to like 5, 7 people at the same time without even making a mistake, and at the end of the day, that officer will still balance his vote accurately? Because he already skilled at the task. Look at the customer care. When you walk to the bank, the customer care will greet you with politeness. Hi, welcome to our bank. And thank you for banking us. Hi, I'm Oriyomi. How can I assist you today? Oh, I'm not even laughing with you. You deduct from my money. Calm down, sir. We are so sorry for deducting your money. Please have your seat. I'm not here to sit because sir, you still have to sit. Can I get your water? No, don't bribe me. I'm annoyed. I must close my account today. Yes, sir. We will close the account for you. But can I just hear the part of the story so that I can assist you further? You know, the person, even irrespective of how irritated the person may be, how angry the person may be, a customer care that have experience we calm down the anger. And after calming down the anger, the person may even turn out to, from closing accounts to even opening an additional account and even giving you.
He has gone again, no? No.
Voice has gone off.
It's 12:04.
Samuel, please, you come back and enjoy the picture.
That is what we call, and that is what we call being resume as a customer care. You know, sincerely, but I still have to prostrate that we are sorry. That is to tell you.
Hello. Hello, sir.
Wow. This is serious.
Recording till we balance.
Serious.
So what we are saying in essence is that learning curve just study, not just getting the job done, but learning the process in order to reduce the time it will take to complete an order, the time that it will take to complete a task, the time that it will take to continue a customer requisition. That is why it focuses on performance appraisal. Having said that, what are the conditions under which the learning curve operates? For a learning curve to be effective, it follows some procedures. No, not procedure yet. It has some condition. The condition is the task is repetitive. Where the task is new, learning curve do not take place because you still need to learn. I don't know, maybe you've wondered, how is this person so fluent? How is this person doing like this and I cannot do it? Don't bother. The person has
Wow, what's going on?
Stop recording, please.
Wi-Fi.
Kindly stop the recording a bit.
But hello?
Hello, sir. Your line is breaking now. Okay.
So for the task must be repetitive. If it is not repetitive, then it means it's a new task. Learning curve cannot set in. That's what I was saying about the transaction officer. Why I like them is, especially those that open accounts. The first time that we are opening accounts, to open one account, always take my whole day. But after some times, in fact, I can open 100 accounts within 1 hour. 1 hour, I open 100 accounts. I'm true. That's what we do. The same thing, in that your job of accounting that you are doing, majority already know what they are going to office to do on Monday. You already have your to-do list. You get there, you don't allow anybody to disturb you. You first do what you need to do. And the work that would have taken you like 7 hours, you are now finding it so easy to 3 hours. That's as a result that the work is repetitive. The only one, if you notice, that will give you issue or challenges is when there's a new thing that is introduced or a new task. Then you now be like, how can I fit into this? So for learning curve to be active, the task must be repetitive. Also, there must be employees' appreciation. That is, they should be able to appreciate the employees. Where they appreciate the employee, learning curve also the employees must be motivated. That's what I mean. Where there's a workforce motivation, then learning curve is taking place. Because if there's no motivation for workforce, even though the employee has already learned the process and wanted to do his work efficiently, since there's no morale, no motivation, it will drop. The employee will not give his best. That is why you will see that and motivation, even though we all measured it in terms of money, it is not usually money. You do something and your boss or your superior just tell you, wow, you've done a great job. With that alone, the joy that will be smiling inside you, it will be like some things were just assaulting inside you because we feel happy that our work is appreciated. That's what we call workforce motivation. But you gave your best, and I rubbish everything. I could remember, sorry to tell you this, during the case study report, somebody gave a report, and I said, all what you have done is rubbish, kindly represent. And the person was like, you're right, that word is too harsh. I said, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean it that way. I meant you've done rubbish under the calculation. It is the district that changes, and I never put rubbish. Sincerely, I don't know how rubbish just enter it. Because the morale that the person has used to do the work, even though you will never see your submission that I will not call good submission. Everything, I will call it good submission. However, kindly do this. However, kindly do that. It's because if I did not appreciate your work, you will not have the morale to do more. Instead, you will be demoralized. And when demoralized, we cannot even measure efficiency. But the best way to measure efficiency is whether right or wrong. Whether right or wrong, appreciate it and tell the person he or she needs to improve. That's what learning curve is. But you didn't tell me that I need to improve. You didn't even appreciate the little effort I put forth. How do you want me to be adept at that work? Sorry to tell you this too. I got to office on...
Excuse me, sir, we can't see your screen.
God bless you, ma. Me, I thought, is she though? Can we see the screen?
We can see now. We can see now. It is just now that...
I've been seeing your screen now.
We can see the
sorry, I shared it too.
I not say this screen.
Okay,
I see your
screen.
From your place. Maybe your network is bad.
It's from her place, so we are seeing this.
Explanation or opinion did not genuine. After then, I will now give query. So it is not usually query. You must let the person to learn. Sincerely, that is the aspect of learning curve. I'm telling you all this so that you can know how learning curve operates. My dear professional, in what way can we now use the learning curve? We can use learning curve in virtually everything we do, which involve cost estimation. Remember when we do the high and low method? But cost that can be prioritized. You have your AGM on the way. You should be focusing on, is everything we needed on the AGM ready? AFX complete, all this complete, MMA complete. All our investments, are we getting reports for all of them? And not you to now be posting petty cash. You should focus on high priority tasks. So we use it for cost estimation. What are the jobs to go first? What are the ones that don't need us to be? What are the ones that we don't need now? After that, we use it for evaluation of projects. We also use it to determine the wages to pay our employees. As well as we use this for cost control. Instead of, I have a company that they have a policy. What is their own policy? They don't hire much workforce. They believe in when I hire one and I pay the person and I pay them well, I pay them or her, I pay them well, they can do the job of 3 people. Look at that mentality. Instead of, I have a finance officer. Instead of head of finance, no head of finance. Head of finance should even be reporting to head of ERM. Let you be the one to start and complete the job. ERM will only be reviewing your tax. So instead of having assistant accountant or assistant finance officer, no assistant, no account officer, you are the one that do the thing. But we will give you the payment that is competitive. That is their own policy. They have reduced costs in hiring much workforce. So what they're supposed to pay 3 people, they want to pay experienced 1 person. When we say experience 1 person, you already know about the job from start to finish. That is what learning curve. Without learning, we cannot experience. And that's now in times giving us what we call a cost control. I haven't talked about that. Let's look at the procedure for learning curve. The steps or the procedure for learning curve includes the following. I will say 1, when you were given a question, in every question, the first thing is let's determine the learning rate. Where the learning rate is not given, you have to calculate it. After that, calculate the time expected to use to produce the first unit. In producing the first unit, at times it's always given. In most cases, the first unit is being given. After that, we determine the average time that is taken for the first batch. First unit, first batch. After that, we determine the average time that is taken to produce the second batch. We will now calculate the cumulative time taken. And we will repeat the calculation. All this calculation from 1 to 5, we now repeat it for subsequent. My dear, this is fundamental. In getting our learning rate, in getting our learning rate, formula we use is y equal to ax raised to power.
Voice is seriously cracking.
Is the time taking for
stop recording, bro. It's cracking. We can't hear you.
So the procedure, the steps to follow when we are calculating the learning curve includes 1, we should ascertain the learning rate factor. Apparently, this will be given. But if not given, is log R divided by log 2. If not given, we'll use log R divided by log 2. We don't have to cram. You always have it at the back of your PM question paper. Even when there is no learning curve given, you will still have it there. Calculate the time that is expected to produce the first unit. First unit, please get it right. First unit. First unit is always being given, but at times we will not be given. When we get to a question, we will see that there's a difference between fundamental and the practical. So we will be coming back to this. Calculate the average time. Take note. Average time that is taken to produce the first batch. Average time for the first batch. Now calculate the cumulative time taken. What is your cumulative time taken? Having calculated that, Repeat the step until you get to the numbers of units you are asked to produce. All things being equal, the learning curve is denoted by y equal to ax raised to power b, where a is the average time per unit to produce the first batch. Time per unit to produce the what? First batch. Take note. Average time per unit to produce the first batch. X, this X is your learning index, or what I call cumulative output. X is your what? Cumulative output. Or you call, at times you call it learning index. And we get it by dividing the expected output. Mark it, expected output. We now divide it by the number of units in the first batch. Okay? Our B is just our R, which I call our learning rate. Divided by log of 2. Just say log R divided by log 2. My dear professional, let's welcome to the first question of learning curve. I have 5 questions here for us. After the 5, let's go home and sleep. Learning curve has been killed. Very. A customer, we are required to prepare an estimate of labor hour of fulfilling this contract. Estimate the incremental hour for a customer who has asked the firm to produce a bill for a supply of 1,000 units, 1,600 units of a product. Okay? Production will be in batches of what? 100. Production will be in batches of what? 100 units. The firm has estimated that the time to produce the first batch of 100 units will be average of what?
50 hours per unit.
God bless you, ma. 50 hours per unit. Please, are we noting them? The firm also expects that an 80% learning curve will apply to the cumulative labor hour on each contract, on this contract. What do they mean? After a labor hour has produced the first one, in the subsequent one, 80%, you would have gained 80% of the knowledge. By the time you move to the next stage, he has already gained another 80%. Before the next stage, you would have another 80% knowledge. Do we know what that one means? Is when you have 80% knowledge of what you want to do, how much time will it take you? Can somebody tell me? Hello?
20%.
20%. Thank you. So it should be the 20%. So 80% on the hour you are spending before should already be what you are spending. Oh, everybody already know that come to class, we are doing PM. In the class, we've already solved 3 questions out of 5. Why can you not solve the remaining 2 and submit as assignment? Because I already have 80% learning rate. You want me to solve everything? I don't catch it today. Everybody. That is why we are doing learning rate, learning curve. Now, the question is we should prepare an estimate of labor hour that is going to fulfill this 1,600 contract. Also, estimate the incremental hour of extending the production run of producing an additional 1,600. C now said estimate incremental hour of extending the production from 1,600 to 2,000. That's another one completely. When you have a question like this, my dear, let's go to the table. Please, your calculator, open it. Open your calculator. The last time I can check question on learning curve, if I'm not mistaken, should be 2017. I haven't seen last diet. The last time they texted it is 2017. So please, anything we do in the class, endeavor, you have the understanding of it. There are some questions that serves as bonus for us. But if you miss that bonus as a result of trying to even solve the one that ICAN may not test, it is issue. If you continue like this, sincerely speaking, you have nothing to fear. I always proud all my colleagues in the class, except those that do not practice question. So please, let's get it. And if you don't get anything, don't pretend. Me, I don't mind. If it's just one question we can solve, I'm still looking forward to when your weekend will start suffering. I mean, your weekday will start suffering for it. Though I'm having some embargo that I should not do weekday, but all this embargo is because I'm not ready. When I'm ready, it's between me and you. I just everybody come to class and we do it. Even today that is weekend, not everybody is present. I don't expect everybody to be present in class. Cracking again. This one I talk now.
No, it's not cracking. It's not cracking.
Your network will no, sir, it's very fast.
It's your network. Log in and log out.
Okay, thank you so much, everybody. Yeah, let's go to the solution. When we want to produce, we'll say which method are we using? Tabular approach or tabular method. Using tabular approach. Please, if you don't remember tabular approach, just say using table. Okay? All this in our grammar. Just say using what? Table. We are producing 100. So we have unit produced. Unit produced. PIM. When I have my unit produced, let me have my cumulative unit. After my cumulative unit, okay, the time it takes. Let me have my time spent. Time spent. After my time spent, I will have my cumulative time spent. Or there's a cumulative time. But this cumulative time is per unit too. Cumulative time per unit. And after that, average 50 hours per unit. Average time. Average time. My dear professional, here we go. What is the first unit that is produced in this question? Production and in batches of what? 100.
100. Yes.
So, and the first batch is what?
100 units.
Where did you get the 100 units?
100 units.
Is it this one or this one?
Estimated at the time. No, the first batch units.
That's the first batch. 100 units. 100 units. 100 plus 0. Cumulative. 100. Is that not? Do we know the time spent? Not yet. Cumulative time spent, did they give us? Not yet. Did they give us average time? Defend somebody's background, please. Please, all questions suspended. Yeah, let's look at the question. first batch is 100 units, will be what? It's estimated that, stop now. Estimated that the time for the first batch of 100 units will be what? Average 50 hours. Average 50 hours. Average 50 hours. Where will I have the average 50 hours? Is it here? 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 Where am I having it?
Average time.
Eh? Do we read the question? Do we read the question? Estimated. We are using an estimation. The estimated time to produce 100 units will be what? Average 50 hours per unit. Where am I having it? Talk to me.
Average time.
Time
spent.
Cumulative time, average time.
Time spent.
Time spent.
Thank you.
Cumulative time.
Thank you. I will not have it here. No be time spent. They use average time. Okay? It is what? Average time. I purposely asked the question so that we can debate on it. That is the sense of asking you the question. Don't get it twisted.
Hello, sir.
Yes, I can hear you.
50 hours per minute. So that means that is 5,000 there now. That should be 5,000.
Wait, the average is 50 hours per unit. Is that not?
Yes, sir.
Everybody, we got that right. If the average is 50 hours per unit, how many units do we produce for the first batch?
100.
50 times 100 will give us what?
That's 5,000.
So we have our 5,000 here, which is 50 times.
Sir, please, 100. I have a question over here.
Please go ahead over here.
The question I want to ask is about, we are using production units per batch. And yes, units produced, we put 100 units under it. But actually, the batch is the batch size is 100. So we have 100 units in a batch. So is the 100 units per batch now the total products? Because this is units produced. We're actually using 100. Are we just going to be using the batch? What if we're in a question where it wasn't specified? How are we going to do it?
Thank you so much for that beautiful question. I hope the 5 questions that we've set, we also address that. If you look at this, when we say in batches that we means bit by bit. For instance, let's use NYSC as a case. They can say we are mobilizing for the first people to go for NYSC is 3,500. That means head count. If you count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's 3,500 people that will go. Batch A. Batch B, they can now say 10,000 we are mobilizing. That is batch B. When we hear the first batch, that first batch is in units. That is the first unit we want to produce is 100. That's why they said we have estimated that the first batch of 100 units will be produced. The first batch of 100 units is produced. So it means what we first produce is 100 units. So it is 100 units, irrespective of them mentioning batch. If they did not mention batch and they said the first production is 100 units, it's still the same thing. Is that clear, ma? And
yes,
everybody,
sir,
I hope that is clear. Thank you so much for asking that question, ma. That's why I said we should pay attention. I don't mind if this was we solve and we close out. Cumulative, 5,000 plus 0. This still remain 5,000. This one, work never start. Now we won't start. Your cumulative, you move it here, 100. You move it here, 100. Okay. 100 plus 100. Cumulative will give you what? 200. Why is everybody looking at me? Am I speaking Germans?
Excuse me, sir. So automatically, the cumulative is usually meant for the first batch is multiplied by 0.
Yes, ma'am. No, not multiplied by 0 plus
It's
0.
added by 0.
It's added by 0 because we do not have anything up front.
Okay.
Okay. I want to explain something under the procedure. We have ascertained the learning rate, which is the 80% that was given to us. Have we calculated the time to be used for the first unit? We have. And we've taken the average time for the first batch. Is that not? What did they say we should do here? Calculate what? The average time. Stop now.
Per unit for the second batch.
God bless you. Calculate the average unit for the second batch. In the second batch, don't expect we still see it as written. Come here, cumulative 100. 100 plus 100 give you what? 200. Now come and calculate the average time for the second batch. At a learning rate of what percent?
80.
Learning rate. Learning
80%.
rate.
80%.
God bless you. 80%. Don't let me vex you. Learning rate. 80%. Oh, because they put learning curve. Okay. So this average time, the first production, they spent 50 hours. Second production, they have already gained 80%. To be 80% of 50. That will now give us what?
40.
It will give us what?
40.
40.
Yeah, now another puzzle. 40, right?
Yes, sir.
Let's go back.
Yes, sir.
Let's go back. We have some procedure now. Calculate. What did they say?
Cumulative time taking.
So which one are we calculating now?
40 times 200, I guess.
I didn't get.
I say 40 times 200, I guess.
You guess. What of if your guessing is right? Okay, we have 40 times 200, and that gives us what? 8,000. Where are we putting the 8,000?
Time spent.
Time spent.
Where are we putting it?
Time spent.
Time spent. Abby? Did they call it time spent?
Cumulative time taken.
Did they call it time spent?
No.
Cumulative time taken.
Do we get that? Hello?
Please, why was 80% not applied to the first batch?
Why what, sir?
Why was 80% not applied to the first batch?
It's because that is the first time of resuming work. So we haven't learned anything yet. That's our first year. We said when a new product is launched, learning rate has not applied because we still need to learn. Subsequently, we are now gaining experience on that task. Do you
I
get
have
it,
a
sir?
question. I have a question, please.
Yeah, ask me, ma.
Please, are we going to be multiplying it by the cumulative units or the units produced exactly? Then we'll now add it with the above cumulation already, or which one? You know, you are using 200 now, and for the second production now is 100. Are we going to be multiplying by the cumulative unit or the unit?
I didn't get that. Are we multiplying 100 by the cumulative? Is that what you
asked,
ma'am?
Are we multiplying the average time by the cumulative unit, or it is by the unit produced?
It is by the cumulative unit.
So this one is now 100, 200 now.
Yes, we are multiplying the average time by the word cumulative unit. That is why the question says, after the second batch, it said calculate the average time per unit, average time per unit, average time per unit for the second batch. This is the average time. Now said, calculate the cumulative time taken. If it is calculate the time spent, it would have been on this. Okay? And whereas it is the cumulative unit we are even taking into consideration. It means for the second period, though, we have produced 200 units. First batch, 100 people go to NYC. Second batch, another 100 go to NYC. Altogether, how many people have we sent to NYC? 200. Do we get that? So, the first one, we walk forward. Now, walk backward. 8,000 minus 5,000 will give us what?
3,000.
So 3,000 plus 5,000 ultimately give us 8,000 back.
8,000.
Do we get that? Where are we going? We are going to production of 1,600. So we haven't reached our destination. We are still going. This 200 is still bring it here.
Sorry, please, sir. How did we get the 3,000? Sorry, please. I didn't get that.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Sorry. That's my bad, man. 3,000 is, I'm supposed to write it here. 8,000 minus 5,000. This 8,000 minus this 5,000, or this 8,000 minus this 5,000 give us this. We walk back. Is it clear to everybody?
Clear.
No,
it's
not clear.
It's not clear.
Yes.
Oh my
God. Which 8,000 minus 3,000?
This 8,000.
Okay.
Minus this 5,000. Or let's say minus this 5,000 is what gives us this 3,000. When we want to do cumulative, remember that we say this 3,000 plus this 5,000 will give us 8,000. Is that not?
Yes.
Hello. We now walk back. So we now walk back. It's walk back that we did. So is it clear now?
Hello.
Hello,
Hi. Yes, ma'am.
I want to ask a question. See.
Sorry, I got thrown off. I really do not understand cumulative time per unit. I mean, I get how we got the 8,000, but that 5,000, I'm having issues with it. I really don't understand it. I don't think it's the same method we used here that we used to get the 5,000, because I heard you say 5,000 times 0. I think that's the time spent times 0. That was all you used to get the cumulative time. Please, can you?
Yes, for the first batch,
Your
it's different from
network,
the second batch.
But I understand your question. You are asking how we've gotten this 5,000 naira.
Exactly, yes, sir.
We are asking how we got this 5,000.
Yes,
it is cumulative. Cumulative is this. Our first unit is 100. To get the cumulative, 100 plus.
Can't hear you, sir.
Hello. Am I the only one not hearing? Hello.
Come back up. Can't hear you.
Hello.
I beg, stop the recording.
For the first cumulative, this is 100. To get the cumulative, we say 100 plus, since there's nothing before it, it should be 0. So 100 plus 0 is still 100. Then this 5,000 was gotten by this 50 times this 100, which give us what? 5,000. Okay. To get cumulative, 5,000 plus is 0. Since there's nothing there, will give us this 5,000. That's how we arrived at the 5,000. For the second batch, which is this 100 we produce, it gives us this 200. Our learning rate has reduced from 50 to 40. We are using it against cumulative because this is the total production we now have. As the first instance, when you work, you produce, let's say you are asked to produce this, you produce 100 within 50 hours. The next 100 you are going to produce, you will not spend 50 hours, you will spend a time lesser. So you have spent 40 hours. This 40 hours, what is the total time that you spend? It's not the time spent again. It's not the total time spent to produce this 200, because this is now your production and not this 100. This is now your production and not this what? 100. That is why it's cumulative. That's why I call the attention that what do we see here under the procedure? Is it cumulative or just time? And we said it's cumulative time taking. Okay, this is it. By the time you want to watch your videos, you watch PM videos, you spend 2 hours. You watch CR video, you spend 1 hour. You watch case study video, you spend 30 minutes. How many hours have you spent on video? How many videos have you watched? You have spent 200 hours. You have watched 200 videos and you have spent 8,000 hours. That's what it means. Not that the last one that we watch, which is spent 30 minutes, is not the one we are taking. No, we are taking the cumulative, the total hour that has been spent. That's how we arrive at this 8,000. This 8,000 was gotten by 200 times 40. This 40 times this 200 give us this 8,000. Now we've known cumulative, we don't know the time. Instead of saying 500 plus 0 that give us 500, we're also supposed to have something here. Something here plus 5,000 will give us 8,000. Let me write it out. We have 5,000, we have 8,000 here. We do not have anything here. So let's assume that this is A. It's supposed to be A plus B equal to C, which is this A will give us this C. Now, we don't know, we know C to be 5,000. We don't know A. How are we going to get A? Just say C minus, just say A equals to C, which is 8,000, minus B, which is 5,000. And that gives us what? 3,000 naira, which is just invariably we have walk back. Okay? Invariably, we have walked back. 8,000 minus this 5,000 give us 3,000. If we check, 3,000 plus 5,000 give us 8,000. Is that clear? Response
Yes,
1,
Yes,
2.
yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's move on. The next production, remember, the next production is 200. If you still produce 200, in total, how many have you produced? 200 plus 200 will give us what?
400.
400. Good. That is the type of response that I've been looking for. It gave my heart a joy. Now, leave the rest. Go back to your time that you spent in taking in using it. A learning rate will also occur because this is now your third year. You won't be spending 40 hours again. How many hours will you now be spent? It will now be the learning rate is 80% on what? On 40. So how many hours are we now spending?
32.
God bless you all. Now I have 32. How many hours in total have we spent? It will now be this 32 multiplied by this 40, and it's coming under the cumulative. Do we get that?
By
Please go ahead.
Sir, my own is I don't understand we got our cumulative unit of 400. I thought we are producing 100 baht. So I thought it was supposed to be 300.
I didn't get that. Your voice was closer. The 400. Which of the 400? I'm hearing 400. Yes, I can hear you now.
Cumulative units. The cumulative units now.
Okay.
I thought you are producing in 100 baht. So I thought the third one was supposed to be 200 plus 100. That is 300.
I love that. It is this cumulative that we are bringing down here under the unit produced. That's why we said learning curve moves in geometrical rates. It moves in geometric rates. If you look at this 100, skyrocket to what? 200. From 200, it will also skyrocket to 400. 400 to 800. 800 to 16. 16 to 32. 32 to 32 times square. 32 to 64. 64 to 12,800. 12,800 to what? We should find the answer.
25.
Okay. Oh my God, you are too smart, man. So, but in order to dodge from that, it is this cumulative you just bring down. Just bring it down. Just bring down. Do we all get that? And is it clear now, sir? And everybody, if the answer is yes, yeah, let's go. 32 times 400 will give us what?
12,800.
12,800 is coming under this cumulative. Do not forget. How do we get the time spent now? Oh, yeah, somebody do that.
12,800 minus
8,000.
Exactly. And what will that give us?
4,800.
Oh my God. See our leading light women. It's our women that are talking now. Men are still finding cumulative. Our women are already moving.
We are together.
Are we
just
together?
allow them. You know, ladies sports and everything. We just allow them to say it. With you.
You need them to take the.
Hello, sir. I can't see your screen.
Okay. From this screen.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Your megabyte has finished you.
It has not.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
I'm with you. Very well.
Sir,
clearly.
How did you get 12,800? Sorry.
12,800 is this 32 times this 400. Do you get it? I are not pressing your calculator.
I'm
32. Have you gotten it now?
Hello?
Multiply by 400. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. We still bring down, we are going to 16. Still bring down this 400 here.
400.
400 plus 400. Cumulative, how much have we produced?
800.
We come back to the learning rate. The time taking. Now, learning rate will also drop. 80% of 32. We drop to what?
25.6.
25.6. So 25.6. Abby?
Yes.
25.6 times what?
800.
800.
It will give us what?
20,480.
20,000.
480.
What will now be the time taking?
7,680.
I'm not pressing my calculator again. So the next production, 800. 800 plus 800 will give us what?
16.
Then we come back here again. 80% on 25.6 will give us what?
20.48.
90.
20.48.
Okay, 20.48 times 1,600 will give us what?
32,768.
32,768. Thank you. Well, what will be our time spent?
12,768.
I receive lecture here, so I know.
760. The next production will be what?
It's finished. We are asked to produce 116.
Yeah.
That's what
let's produce more. Let's produce more.
Okay.
Oh my God. I love you for that, man. Kudos to you.
Hello.
Yes. Hello.
Let's say
It's 12,288. Oh, it's not correct.
Sorry.
12,288, not 12,760.
Not what?
768.
It's
12,000.
Yes, 12,288.
Please call it 12 what?
288.
Just call 288. You see that 200, the person.
Hello.
Oh, yeah.
I want to ask a question.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, sir.
All right. Let's say the examiner wants to play around this particular question and choose to say the total production will be 1,700. How do we handle the remaining 100? Thank you.
I think my side is trying to ask that in playing around the question, how do we understand the total production is 1,600? From the question, I would have stopped at 1,600 units. But the B part said, what of if we produce an additional 1,000 units? 1,600 units additional. That's why I said we should read the requirement first. So additional 1,600 is this. 16 plus 16 will give us what?
32.
Come back to our rate, our average time. Average time will be 80% of 20.48.
Hello, sir. Hold on. No. Hello.
Hi.
The question says additional.
Yes, I can hear you.
The question says additional 1,000, but I think you're putting 16. Is it maybe?
That's the question.
Additional 16.
Okay, 16. I think maybe I'm not using my glasses.
I do.
Need to go and put
Use
on
your
my
glasses
glasses.
well.
Thank you, sir.
Oh yeah, 80% of 20.48 will give us what?
16.38.
16 point what?
38.
Times 3,200 will give us what?
52428.8.
52428.
52428.8. Yeah, what will be the time spent?
19660.8.
19660.8. My dear professional, can we now answer the question that is set before us? What did the A ask us? Prepare an estimate of labor for fulfilling this contract. So how many hours will it take the labor to complete 1,600 units?
Is mute your mic for background noise.
So how many hours? How many hours? 600 units. 600 units. You can't hear me.
You can repeat.
Hours?
You're asking the question. You can
how
repeat the question.
many hours will it take us to produce 1,600 units? How many hours will it?
19660.
To produce 1,600 units. To produce 1,600 units.
That is 12,288.
Is it 12,288 or 32,768?
Is the cumulative?
I don't even go leave. I don't even get I won't run. Come on, I need to go.
Hello.
I supposed start on Monday.
Is that me or mute yourself?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for
We
that.
can hear you now.
I'm muted, though.
We can hear you now.
So to produce
your question again, sir.
My question again. After you did not answer it, everybody, I don't verse.
We didn't hear.
I said, what
went
is it?
Off. We didn't hear you.
All right. How much time? How long would it take us to produce 1,600 units? How many hours will it take us to produce 1,600 units?
Hello? 32,768.
It is 72,768. So total time taking to produce 1,600 units is equals to 1,600 units times what is the hour? 20.48. 20.48. And that already give us 70. What did it give us? 32,768.
32,768.
32,768. Gabadaya, is that taking? Let's go. B. What is the incremental hours? Look at the question. What is the incremental hours? Incremental hours of extending the production by additional 1,600.
That's 19,660.
1960.8.
Yes,
Where is it?
1960.
Exactly. God bless you.
Under
This is
science
the
fence.
incremental hour, 19660, and not 52428. Okay. Thank you for that. I like that. Our men are waking up. You see that you do plus or minus, or just write 19660.8. 19660.8. That's all. It's hours. Everything is in hours. Okay. Now, let's go to the next one. Sorry.
Hello, excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir. And we do.
That A part of it, I don't know how you got it. Go back to the screen again, sir.
The A part is what we have already calculated here.
Okay, the
this
last part.
1,600.
Okay.
Yes, this is the cumulative production. Don't forget,
production,
sir.
Yes. This is the additional.
So the time we now use, we have used the average time of 20.48. Altogether, the total time we have used to produce it is 32,768.
768, yes.
So that is what we have picked. All these are just paparazzi.
Mr. Yomi, question.
Yes, sir.
I think we could have used the
Sir.
formula. We could have used this formula to arrive at all this figure. But this is another method entirely. You can use the formula, you can use the tabular form.
Yeah.
I like the tabular form.
Yes, sir. The tabular is highly. Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
The tabular is useful
where
we
useful.
have more than one production.
Yes.
Where we have more than one production. Yes. Because it gives us sequentially the next target of production, as well as it shows the time to be taken to produce each of the items.
Yes.
Like, let's go to this C part now. Let's go to the C part. C part said, look at it, everybody. Estimate the incremental R of extending the production from 1,600 to 2,000. Look at your table. Do we have 2,000 there?
No, sir.
No.
So how do we now produce 2,000? Will you say, I pick 1,600 there, I pick 400 there? That's 2,000 now. It didn't work like that. That is why we now use our formula. Okay? For incremental of 2,000 units. Oh yeah, what do we have? Using sorry, don't let me cause. Using algebra is what we call it. Sorry, we are not going back to mathematics class. So algebra approach. Please, if you don't remember algebra approach, just leave it. Just go on. Okay? Just go on. AX raised to power B. If you don't remember algebra, don't be saying, yeah. What do they call it? Hi, I know this thing. No. Don't do all those things. No. Just continue. What algebra help? Y equals to AX raised to power what? B. What is our A, everybody? What do we call A?
100.
The first unit.
2,000.
Average.
What is the first unit?
Unit to the first batch.
What is the first batch?
90 for first batch. Yeah.
100
and that is what?
That's 100. 50 hours.
What do we call it? Average average time per unit. Average time for the first unit. This is 50. Somebody background. It's like the earpiece you are using, sir. Turn it to speaker. Child, it's only in Nigeria our technology is not advanced. We buy earpiece, we buy fake. Buy everything, they sell fake. Let's go. Yes, we've gotten our A. What about our X? Everybody, what did I call the X for us?
Cumulative output.
Cumulative output, or what? Or
what? Learning index.
Learning index.
Expected output. What output are we expecting?
2,000.
What output? I didn't get.
2,000.
We are expecting 2,000. God bless you. 2,000 divided by, what did I call it?
Number of units in the first batch.
Let's go. In the first batch. And what is the numbers of units in the first batch?
100.
100.
100. Exactly. By getting this, you are already safe. Okay. So our B is now log R over what? Log 2, where our R is 80% or 0.80. 0.80. My dear, or shall we solve? Our Y equals to A is 50 times, what is 2,000 divided by 100?
20.
20. So 20 raised to power, what is log? I remember when we did for school then now. I love this log. Before, I used to collect one prime minister of the state. When we have log, what do we have here? Log 0.80 divided by log 2. Log is common. We pick 1. Is that not? Please, don't let us solve that one. So that some people will not think we are doing mathematics. But actually, I love it that way. Oh yeah, press your log. You are all using scientific calculator, not those pepper seller calculator like my own. No. Who is pressing? Log 0.80. What did it give us? Anybody? Press log. Oh, everybody. Press log. You will see this sign in your calculator. We are pressing
0096.
69.
Minus what?
Minus 0.096.
Minus 0.9.
How many decimal points are we using?
Minus 0.096.
Negative 0.0969.
Let's stop as 969. What is log 2?
0.03. 0.3010.
3010. Yeah, divide it. Yeah, divide minus 0.0969 by 0.3010. So what do we have? Let's come back here. This is 50 times 20.
Minus.
What do we have?
Minus 0.3219.
3219 minus 0.3219. Oh yeah, now press your calculator. Press 20. Have you pressed 20?
Yes.
Press this sign, raise to power. For those that already have the answer, just press answer and press equal to. Answer is under equal to. Press equal to twice. What do you have? If you don't get it that way, press 20. Press this sign. Press minus. Then 0.3219. What did it give you?
Is 0.3812.
Yeah, multiply it by 50. What do we have?
19.062.
19.062.
Okay, thank you so much, everybody. So it will take us 19.062 hours. Is that not? So therefore, the 2,000 units multiplied by 19.062 hours will now give us what? How many hours altogether?
38 hours. 38 hours.
38
hours.
124.
Just 38 like this.
No, 38.12.
No.
38.123. 123.
Points there.
0.99.
Wait, I get my Malata calculator. 2,000 times 19.062. I have 38.124. Is that what you have?
Yes, 38.124.
38.124.
This is what I have. I just pressed 2,000 times 19.062, and it gives me accurate 38.124. So this is for 2,000 units. Before 2,000, how many units was before 2,000? Because it's incremental we are looking for. We have 1.6 before 2,000. Is that not so? 3.2 is after 2,000. So the time for 1,600 is 32,768. So you just less it, and the remaining and the difference is the incremental. We have 32,768. This is for 1,600 units. 2,000 units is equal to 38,124. 1,000 units is equal to 32,728. Definitely, the incremental will just be the difference, and that is what? So this will be our incremental R.
5,356.
5,356. Thank you so much, everybody. Any questions so far? Before we jump to the next question, before the time catch up on the way. What is aha? What have you done as aha? Let's go. Let me look for a question that which one? Okay, we are going to another question. No, we are not going in yet. Too.
Oh my God.
Okay, question 2, assignment. Let's go to question 3. 4 and 5. Pray it does not turn to assignment for you. These 4 have something inside though. Is that not? You see, you are even ignoring value of money. No, devil is a liar. Let me go to question 3 that I can finish in 10 minutes. All right, question 1. Define learning curve. Question 2. Explain the theory of learning curve. Question 3. Indicate the areas where learning curve may assist management accounting. Question 4. Illustrate the use of learning curve for calculating the expected average units cost of making 4 machine 1 and of making 8 machine 2. Shall we go on? You have been given the following application using the data given below. Direct labor needed to make the first batch. You see, they give us direct labor. Learning curve of 80% again. This 80% you are stubborn. Direct material, direct labor cost. 3 naira per hour. Material, 1,800 per machine. Fine cost, which is fixed cost for either side order, for any of the order, is 8,000. That's all they give us. So what is the cost of making 4 machines? And what is the cost of making 8 machines? Should we use that as assignment? Hello?
Let's solve it too.
Let's solve this.
Should we solve or we should use it as assignment?
We are solving it now, sir.
Let's solve it, please.
We can do this one now. I don't know it too.
Yeah, we'll do it together, sir.
I don't know it too.
We'll do it together.
What if I
If you
did
don't know
rubbish?
it, sir, how will we now know it?
You know it. By the time you do your learning on it, we will get it.
I don't know it. I was not about after you. Let's learn it together.
All right. Are we set?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Question. Which question is this?
We do not believe that now.
Question 3. Abby. Question 3. This question 3 will look scanty. Or if question looks scanty, you always give person challenges. You don't know.
Yes.
But I prefer make that the question is larger. If the question is like, hey, you have all your information to work with. Yes. Finance. Did they give it the company name? You have been asked. See, as the class just silent. Oh my God, I like this. All right, we have the direct labor needed to make the first machine. It's given as what? 1,000 naira. Direct labor needed to make the first machine is 1,000 naira. And direct labor cost give us what? 3 naira.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
The
So
1,000 is
we have the
in hour.
direct material.
Is in 1,000 should be in hour.
It's in hour.
Okay.
1,000 is in hour. They give us 1,000 hour. Okay, that is in hour. So the first one is 1,000 hour. And we want to estimate for 4 machine. How many hours? What is the average unit of making 4 machine? What are you going to do in this type of question? What are we to do?
We use the formula, sir.
Which of the formula?
Where y is equals to ax raised to power b.
Algebraic.
Why are we using the formula, sir, if I may ask?
Because the factors or the elements in the in the question, they can be represented in the formula there. So straightforward.
I like that. Straightforward. Even though I've likened the straightforward, may I ask why there's need for us to use the formula? What is that? What are we getting? What are we using the formula to get?
The formula assists.
Okay. What are we using the formula to calculate, or what is the aim of using the formula?
To get the expected
Everybody
hours.
don't leave it for him alone. Assist him now. He has cried.
To get the expected hours now to produce the machine. To get the hours to produce
the cumulative
hours
to produce the unit.
Machine.
To get the cumulative hour to produce per unit. Thank you so much. That's what we need to get. And that's why I'm asking you the question. Oh yeah, what is our formula? Excuse me. if you look at the one that we have to with, the one that we just did using the formula, you will agree with me that we use the formula to calculate the time that it will take us to produce 200 units of item. If you now look at this question, we already have, did they give us the time taken for each of the items? Did they? Do they? Do we have time there? Hello or response? Do we have time?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Time. Direct labor needed for the first machine.
Yes.
They just give us direct labor cost.
No, no, sir. They give us the time
Right.
it take to
So let's
produce
go, everybody.
the first
The
machine.
There's no time there now.
That's the
And
1,000 hour.
And they only gave us
No
the
time.
1,000 hour is for the labor cost. It's not the average time per unit. What is the per unit of it? Okay, let's go, everybody. We just have to close out. Oh yeah, what is our A? What is our A?
1,000, sir.
Are we on break? What is our A?
Is
1,000 hours.
1,000.
Why is everybody silent now?
1,000, sorry.
1,000.
What is our X?
Our X is
4.
Cumulative output.
4.
Our X is
4.
Our X is
should be 4.
4 divided by 1, I guess.
Should be 4. Why should it be 4? Again, it is very much easier.
Is the
to
expected
just continue.
output?
It is very weighty now. It is very much easier to just be solving questions, isn't it? But it is not easy to just interpret the question. I would have loved to just interpret it directly and move on, but it will not really help the situation on ground. Look at the question.
I think we should have.
What else do we need? We have direct, hold on, sir. We have direct labor hour for the first machine, which is what? 1,000. First machine is 1,000 direct labor hour. And direct labor cost is 3 naira per hour. Okay? If we know how much we are paying per cost to those labor, they tell us that 3 naira for 1 hour. And to produce the first machine, we need what? We have 1,000 hours. Hello?
Yes.
We have 1,000 hours to produce the first machine. Then, how much hour will it not take to produce the product? What is the cumulative time? The total time that it will take to produce the product? Are you going to say it's 3 naira per hour? This is cost. It is not the hour. That is the essence of this that we are doing. Is that taking? Is that taking? Are we confused?
Yes. I'm confused.
We are confused. Are we confused?
Yes, sir.
I am confused.
Our X is what we want to achieve. We want to achieve 4 machines. Our X is what we want to achieve. Remember, what you need to achieve, which is the cumulative output, divided by what? The numbers of producing the first R. Per R is 3 naira. The machine R is 1,000. And we want to achieve 4 R's. We want to achieve for 4 machines.
Please, can you scroll the screen downward? Where do we have the 4?
Like how? Yeah?
Okay, since
they said illustrate the use of
where
learning
is the
for
4 coming from?
calculating. I didn't get.
From my chains.
For calculating the average. Hey, whoa. Are we together?
I've seen it now. Yes, like the screen is not clear enough before.
It may have been your screen, no. Okay, ma. It would have been your screen. So please, shall we proceed? Hello. Hello.
Continue, sir.
Can hear you.
Proceed.
Are we together? I hope
Yes.
everything is clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, let us go. What we really want to calculate here is to know the expected, is to know the cumulative average time that it will take us to produce the 4 machine hour as well as the 8 machine hour. A has been the time that is taken to produce the first batch. And we've been told that the direct labor that we needed to make the first machine hour is 1,000. Direct labor that is needed is 1,000. Direct labor that is needed is 1,000. Good. X is what we want to achieve divided by the what? Divided by the labor R. What we want to achieve divided by the what? Unit cost of producing the first one. We are achieving 4 machine R multiplied by how many hours do we need for the labor?
1,000.
1,000 for first machine.
No, this will be wrong. This will be wrong.
This is wrong.
This will be wrong. This will be wrong. Let's go back to our drawing table. This will be wrong. This will be wrong. The numbers of units for the first
use
batch.
the table to calculate
Wait.
the first one. Do the
table will not give us. The table will not give us. We do not have the first unit. The first thing is, what is our constraint here? Our constraint here has been labor, which is the labor hour, which is the time. If we have our unit produced, the unit produced for the first one is 1,000. For the first machine is 1,000. The cumulative will also be 1,000. The time, they did not give us the time. They did not give us we do not have cumulative time. Do we have average time? That will open everything. Learning curve is just 80%. Labor cost is 3 naira. This scatter it. We have our material, labor, and fixed. We have our material, labor, and fixed. Imagine. Our average time, no, it will not work. It will not work. People cannot work. Let's go back to the formula. Yes, sir.
Hello, sir.
I still think we should, yes, I was thinking what we are trying to do is we are looking at the labor hours. We are trying to compute the labor hours for the 4 products, take into consideration the learning curve. And then after we get that figure, that's when we times it with the 3 naira to get the total labor cost.
We're determining the units.
No, we are looking at the, yes, but you need to know.
The labor, this is what we are doing. This is what we are doing. Yeah. What we needed is this labor cost. Is this labor cost? Yeah. Labor has cost 3 naira per hour. Okay. Labor has cost 3 naira per hour. How many hours did labor work for the 4 machine? That's what we are looking for. How many hours did labor work for the 8 machine? That's what we are looking for. Do we get that? Because yes, the labor hours for the first unit is 1,000. Labor hour for the first unit is 1,000. Let's go. I know where it is hidden. Not to concern this material, not to concern this fixed cost, but direct labor hour as served as issue. 3 naira per hour. 3 naira for 1 hour. And for the first hour, they have already produced 1,000. First machine, they use 1,000 hours. To make the first machine is 1,000 hours. Why are we confusing ourselves now? Please hold on, everybody. This might not even go.
Okay, time spent for using
Let's have,
first machine is 1,000.
Yes, our hour. We have our hour. We have our cumulative hour. Okay. Then we can have,
we have average.
Our cost. No, we have our cost. This is hour, this is cumulative hour. We have our cost, we have our cumulative cost. Then we have our average cost. We have our average cost. Yeah, this will really guide us now. What is the hour for the first machine? We spent 1,000 hours. Cumulative is 1,000. The cost is 3 naira per hour. Cost is 3 naira per hour. Cumulative cost is 3 naira per hour. What will now be our average cost?
3,000.
No, we cannot just multiply. It's average. Average cannot be more than this. Average ought to be 1,000 divided by 3.
Divided by 3.
Which gives us 333. Which is 333.33.
But how can we have three for 1,000 hours? I thought it's supposed to be 3,000 hours for the cost.
No.
See, 3,000 naira, I mean.
Machine out. Yes, now. Cost per hour. Sorry, per hour is 3 naira. This is 3,000. Thank you. Cumulative 3,000. What's going on? Average cost will still be 3 naira. No. Yeah. Average cost is 3 naira. for the first product. Second machine, we have, bring this here. This will give us 2,000. This will give us 5,000.
80% of
no.
3.
Learning rate. Learning rate of 80% of 30 will give us what? %, of 3 will give us what?
2.4.
2.4.
2.4. 2.4.
2.4. 2.4 of 2,000 will give us what?
Excuse me, sir.
And with you,
4,800.
we have 1,800. They give us 1,800. We have 2,000 units here. This will be the fourth. This will give us 4 plus 4, 4,000.
Let's input
We have
water.
another learning rate.
Too much, small water.
1.92. Don't let it burn, no. It's dangerous. Okay. And you must send our own too.
760 minus 5. Okay.
This is 1.536. So 1.536 on 8,000 give me 12,288. And this minus 7,680 give me 4,608.
Excuse me, sir.
Average time of producing. Let's go. Let's solve, please. To produce the machine 4. Hello.
Yeah, we're with you, sir.
Yes, yes. We are here.
The cost per unit of making 4 machines. What's our direct material per machine?
1,008.
Direct material is 1,800. Our direct labor per hour is 3 naira.
Cost.
Circle this first. Direct material cost, direct labor hour, fixed cost. Our fixed cost will be 8,000, and we are looking for 4 machines, so it will be divided by 4. 8,000 divided by 4. What will that give us?
2.
8,000 divided by 4 will give us what?
2,000.
2,000.
That's 2,000. We are looking for our direct labor. Where is it hanging? Labor cost, the time taken to operate this for the 4th machine. No. The first one is 3 naira. Second one And this is cost. Yeah. Second one, it's affected. Something is hanging somewhere.
Hello, sir.
Let's try our formula method. Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, sir. Let us give it a try, please.
No.
Huh?
No. Let's get it solved.
Okay.
Please share the solution screen, the full screen, please.
As you do what?
The working sheet. Share it. The full one, please.
I will share it when it is time.
After
Definitely,
lectures,
I'm sharing that after the class. I will share it after the class.
I know. Like, I want to write something. I'm writing it down. The way you're
wait now. Once you finish, you
Let him be
can
true. It's still
Madam.
even me, I did that place I did not copy.
It's about
So
getting
you
it,
get
not
later.
about writing.
Let's understand what we are doing right now first.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, thank you.
Exactly. It's by getting, not by writing. What is hiding somewhere? Direct labor needed to make the first machine is 1,000. Direct labor for the first machine. Please go on. But I'm coming. Let's hold on. Okay. Is the question that very much important?
Just
hello,
yes. So that direct labor needed, the direct labor needed to make the first machine hour. They said it's 1,000, but they didn't say it's 1,000. We assumed that it was hours.
Yes,
Are you
it's
sure
the
it's not
individuals, the labor.
I didn't get that.
Because I'm thinking that they said direct labor needed to make the first machine hour, not direct labor hours needed to make the first machine. So that's what is a bit confusing for me. And it's just 1,000 they wrote there. They didn't say whether it's hours or units. So how did we assume that 1,000 is in hours?
We need to find it out.
Because if you read the English, the grammar is not
that first English is not correct.
We are not the one to correct ICAN exam. Let's assume we are in the examination hall and we see this. And that is the last grace that we have to do. We will not run away now. We just have to find way around it.
No, I'm not
and
saying we should correct,
that do not exist.
Correct them.
I got you, man. Selima, I really understand you. Yes, it is. It is confusing because something hidden there. That's why I'm asking what is hidden. It's because they make it ambiguous. Direct labor needed to make the first machine. To make the first machine hour. Labor needed to make the first machine hour.
Is that not the
that's like 1,000 labor. They need 1,000 labor. And they are paid 3 naira. And they are paid 3 naira. Yes.
Sir, what if the total cost is for direct labor 3 times 1,000? That is 3,000 hours.
Oh, it's 3,000 hours.
Then direct material is 1,800. Then since they said this cost for either side of the order 8,000, can we assume either at 1 machine hour, 4 machine hour, 8 machine hour will still be the same fiscal so that we can get our total cost?
One thing is, assumption may be right.
Now, so this question won't take us.
And it may also be wrong. I didn't get that. Irrespective of how the question is causing issue, we must find the distance to it now.
Labor cost. What's the correlation of that?
Labor needed to make the first machine hour.
Hello, sir. What's the correlation of that 3 naira?
Yes, sir, I'm with you.
What's the correlation of that direct labor cost of that?
I'm trying to look at the correlation of the 3 naira in relation to this. This is what I'm trying to marry together.
Hello, sir.
That
okay. Yes, sir.
My leader, this now the formula states that the purpose of the formula is to determine the average time to compute the average time to compute the products made. And given the fact that that's the purpose of the formula that we need are in the question. Now, first of all, A is the time to produce the first unit. X is the number of units we are required to make. Y for B, raised to power B, we already have B, that is, which contains the learning curve or the learning rate, which is 8%. How about we apply it and see where it takes us? Because the purpose of the formula is to determine the average time it will take to produce the number of products or the number of units, with taking into consideration the learning curve. And given the fact that all the factors are there, I don't know.
So what's the A now in this question? The number of times to produce
1,000 hours. Somebody mentioned it that hours there is because
that A is hidden.
That is the problem we're having because that grammar is confusing. That hour,
I'm thinking that hour there is a typographical error. It's supposed to be 1,000 hours, but we are having, I think that hour is supposed to be after that 1,000. That is why it seems we don't really.
Oh, yeah, let's go. Thank you so much, everybody. We will get there. Thank you so much. I love that. Can we have the answer to our log 0.80 divided by log 2?
Yes, we've done that, sir. That is 0
minus 0.3219.
Minus
0.3219.
0.3219. Is that not?
Yes.
If it gives us is 0.3219, what is for the 4 machines? Should I go for first machine or for the first one first? They didn't give us the time for the first one.
That's the wala.
The direct labor needed to make the first machine hour.
That's what they gave us now. This
okay.
First one.
Our
the first machine hour.
Okay, let's say for first machine, let's even pretend that for the first machine, let's pretend that for first machine is 1,000 hours, right?
Yes.
Let's assume it's 1 hour. Okay. And this will be our A. What is now our X? Do we need to, our X is the 4 machine hour that we need to achieve, right?
Yes.
So let's say our 1,000 times 4, which is the 4 hours, raised to power B minus 0.3219. Please, can I have this thing for this? Point your calculator, please. What do we have? 4 raised to power is minus 0.3219.
I thought
X. My scientific calculator, please punch.
I thought X, we need to divide X by the first.
0.640.
0.640. 0.640. This is how we've been worrying ourselves unnecessarily. 1,000 times 0.640. Give us what? This is what we need to do. Thank you so much, everybody.
Excuse me, sir. I think that 1,000 is number of labor. It's not labor hours.
The 1,000, sincerely speaking, is the number of hours.
Oh, yeah.
It's numbers of hours.
It's number of direct labor, not number of hours.
Ma, I can confirm that this is 1,000 hours. This is
our machine.
I said we are now giving 3 naira per hour. So that tell us it is 1,000 hours.
Let's hold on. Hello. Remember that I said I will find where it is hidden. I could remember stating that I will find where it is hidden.
Yes.
And thank you so much. I'm happy that this happens in the class. One, it tells you that I haven't solved the question. Two, it shows that irrespective of what we have, we should always go extra mile with it. Let's go back. Let's go back. All this one, erase them. Let's go back. I want to show you something earlier. Remember that I said to us under our learning curve, I said the X, that X, I said it means cumulative output. Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember when I said X is cumulative output? Yes. It functions in two ways. It can be, though it is cumulative output, at times it also functions with expected output. That's why I call it here that it's a learning index. It can be expected output divided by the what? Numbers of units of the first batch. Trying to divide it by the numbers of units of the first batch did not work. Instead, we use the cumulative output straight. As I said, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming. This is what has happened in the question. We have our first machine. The first machine uses 1,000 hours. Just that the question in English is wrong. The first machine uses 1,000 hours. That is 1,000 labor hours is what the first machine uses. If the first machine uses 1,400 hours, how many hours will four machines used? How many hours will four machines used?
That one is
Are
clear.
we together? We are not talking of the course yet. In order to get that, that's why we have to use our formula, which is our algebra. We go back to our drawing board. A will always be the what? Hours. The first hours for the first machine, which is what? First hour for the first machine is 1,000 hours. X is the output. What is the output? Which machine do we want to produce? Here we are looking at the four machines. So our X here stands for what? Four machines, which is our output. B stands for your log. And the log will always be the log of learning rate divided by log 2, which we already have. Our log of learning rate divided by 2 give us what is 0.3219. What is our X? Our X is 4. A is 1,000. 4 raised to power is 0.3219. Excuse me. Give us 0.640. Multiply by 100. It gives us 640. It means for the four machine uses a direct labor of 640 hours. How much is now the cost per hour? 3 naira for 1 hour times 3 naira. And that solves the question. For the 8 machines, we will also have to go back. We say for 8 machines, we still go y equals to ax raised to power b. Note, your x did not function by divided by output again. It's functioned by the output alone here. A will always remain your 1,000. Your X still remain your 8 machine. Your B will still remain your learning rate, which is log 80% divided by what? Log 2. Go back to your drawing board. You have your Y equal to your 1,000 multiplied by 8 raised to power minus, what do we get for log 2 over log this thing? Minus 0.3219. Minus 0.3219. What would this give us? And that solves the question. Any question?
0.512.
Is 0. Is this 0? Is 0 point what? 512. If you multiply by 1,000, it will give us what?
512.
512.
Just 512.
Yes.
512 as.
Oh.
So if you are doing it for the 8 machine as well, you will still have, where did they start with? Let's look at what they start with. We have our direct material. The direct material will not change because they've stated that it is for each machine, which is 1,800. Direct labor is what we have calculated because that is the constraint there. And direct labor, we have gotten 512 hours. How much did they state for per hour? 3 naira.
3 naira.
Multiply it by 3. Do we get that? We go to the fixed cost.
1536.
And for the fixed cost, 1536. For the fixed cost, we have 8,000 for the size order. That is 8,000 divided by 8. And this will give us 8,000 divided by 8. I think 1,000.
Yes, sir.
So my dear professional, this is what we need to calculate. I'm sorry, I would have left the class that we should come back, but I don't give up easily. That's me. Apology for that. I thank you, my leader. I would have taken your advice, but you should trust. I don't give up. Yes, I'm with you. Ask me questions, everybody.
Issue here, sir.
So the total is 436.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
We are still having issues, oh.
Where is it?
Okay, now the direct labor hour is for 3
Where
machines.
is the issue?
Huh? Hello?
The direct labor hour.
Okay. Sorry, it is for per unit. It's for per unit. Okay. I thought it was, sorry,
exactly.
My mistake.
They stated, no, it's fine. It's fine. Before I could even digest it, that's why I keep astericking this labor hour and this 1,000. Apparently, they should have done better by putting it right. But when English is wrong, my dear, we just have to look at, that's why I keep saying that.
That might be deliberate.
Understanding the question. Sorry, what do we have here, please? Understanding the question is one of the bases. Interpreting and the question. 640 times 3 give us what, man?
1920.
So the total give us what?
5720.
5720. So please ask me questions.
Okay, sir, please, could you go back to the slide?
We have
the question itself. The requirement, yes.
The requirement just say, illustrate the use of learning curve in calculating the expected average unit cost of making 8 machines. Remember, I said something before doing it. Yes. I said when a question is scanty, they always hide under something. The same thing, but please, what I just want us to note is nobody is an island of knowledge. And I appreciate the way your comment is coming from different angles. I will not tell you a lie. There's no one that I had because I know they are hidden under somewhere. Even when my leader advised that we should come back to it, I would have said yes. But I know they've hidden somewhere. And that is why I'm struggling to even interpret this and marry it with this. It is the marriage that I've been looking for. What do they mean by this one? Because if we will not use this one, they will not put it there. So far they put it there, it means we are using. So how can we now use it? Now become challenges. Do we get that? But let us reinstate that if in the case of examination, it comes like this, please just leave that. Continue to the next one. Then you will now come back to it to solve. By the time you sit on it, you will get it.
Did we use the learning curve in this calculation now?
Yes, sir, we use. That is the B formula. We use the learning curve.
I mean the 80%.
Yes, sir. This is the 80%.
It was used.
80% is the same thing as 0.80.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Thank you so much for that. Yes, sir. Ask me.
One question. Did we just calculate for one machine or we calculated for 4 machines?
We calculated for 4 machines and we also calculate for 8 machines.
Then what? Can we go to the unit? How the analysis of one of the machines, sir, for the one of the answers? No, your answer, sir. No, not for this one.
Of the answer.
Yes.
This is the.
No, where we had.
Yes,
the
this is it. This is the breakdown using algebra method, algebra approach for 4 machines.
So how much is for? But we understand that for direct materials for 1 machine it is 1.8, 1,800, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And so for 4 machines,
for each machine.
Yes.
Per machine.
Yes. And we are calculating
machine.
For 4. The question says calculate for 4, not just 1. So if
exactly.
We have to revise that computation for the direct material cost. It's not going to be 1,800, but it will be 1,800 times 4. Because we are calculating, the question says...
Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Let's clarify this. Is there a difference between per machine and either size order? When we look at it, when you say per machine, it means for every machine, we are using 1,800 material. Per machine, we are using 4,800. This is not a machine usage, Joe. This is a machine production. Let's get it right, sir. We want to make 4 machines and we want to make 8 machines. The unit production itself, the output we are producing itself is machine.
Okay.
Hello all. Our output, what we are producing itself is machine.
Okay.
The material we will use to produce the machine is what they call direct material.
Okay, so
to produce machine, we are using 1,800. It is not one machine use 1.8, 2 machines use 1,800 times 2. The product itself is the machine.
Okay, got it now.
Do we get that, sir, my leader, and others?
Yes, sir.
You got it now. Why do I ask the question, sir?
So this thing is not clear. That question is not clear. That question is not clear because now even when they
do it.
No. I understand what you said, but they said calculate the expected average. Go up now. You are going out of the question. Okay. They say calculate the expected average unit cost. Of making cost. So what you solve now is for
machines.
Unit, but for a Roman figure 1 now, not saying 4 machines. Are we not supposed to multiply whatever we've gotten by 4? That's what I'm saying.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Let us get the question once again, just as you read it, sir. Illustrate the use of learning curve for calculating the expected unit cost of making what? Let's first underline unit cost. When we say unit cost, we mean per 1. Is that not?
Yes.
Per 1. Is that not? So we now said of making 4 machines and of making 5 machines. Okay. Let's go back to the solution. To make 4 machines, we understand how we arrive at this, our log. 1 machine hour, labor has worked for 1,000 hours to have produced the first machine. They didn't say the 1 machine, no, to produce the first machine. They have worked for 1,000 hours. Remember that our A is the first unit batch or first units of the batch. First units of the batch. Yeah, okay. Machine is serving as our unit. The first unit is 1,000 hours. Okay. To produce 4 hours, this 640 that we have calculated, is this 640 for the 4 machine or the 640 for the unit? Everybody.
It's for the.
We will get answer to it from there.
For me, I think it's for the unit.
For 1 machine now.
Is it for the unit or for 4 machines?
For 4 machines.
For 4 machines is already responsible.
It's for the unit. Let me explain that your 4. Sorry, let me explain that your 4 that you put there. If you go to the formula for X in what you gave to us, you see that our calculation should be in hours. So that 4 machines times 1,000 will give us 4,000. Divide by the first.
Exactly.
First one. It will still give us 4. So that calculation should be for 1 machine. That's what I can understand from there.
Exactly. That is why we call it unit cost. It's for 1 unit. I just want us to understand. That's why I come back here. Hello. In making 100 units here, let's see. In making 100 units here, how many times have you spent? We spent 50 hours. Is that not 50 hours? If you want to get 1 unit, what are you going to do? What are we going to do?
You multiply.
We say 100 divided by 50. Is that not
50,
yeah. 1 unit? Yes. We say 100 divided by 50. This is the confirmation here. When we want to produce 2,000, where is it? When we want to produce 2,000 units, what do we first do to get the numbers of units for the X? We have the total units you want to produce divided by the first unit that is produced, and it gives us a what? A unit cost. Yes or no?
Yes.
Why is 20 a unit cost? It is a unit cost because we still need to multiply this hour by the 2,000 units. Yes or no?
Yes.
Does that answer the question?
So one last question.
No, wait, oh, we are not yet through with this. So does that answer the question?
Yes,
yes, yes, for me.
Sir, please, I think where you need to clarify for others to understand is that 4, where you put 4. You know, initially you said you just use the number of units. I think that's why it looks like it's a multiplication of the 4 units. But that 4 actually, for me, I think it's because in hours is 4 hours to make 1,000 hours to make one machine. So it's 4 times 1,000 divided by the first, which is also 1,000. It will still give you 4. So which is for 1 unit.
Thank you so much, sir. But remember that the workings we are doing is as long as the information permits. That one that we do 2,000 divided by what do we even divide it with? That 2,000 divided by 20, we see that we have the information of 2,000 units to be produced. And our first batch is giving us 20, which is this is our expected output, 100. And this is the output, it gives us 20. Yeah, our first unit is 100, divided by 100. You could determine the numbers of units per se, which is 20. That one, we have the information. But this one, we do not have the information of number to produce. They only give us a unit cost. Do we get that? They give us a unit cost. And that is where the challenges comes. We decided to even do 1,000 multiplied by 4 and still we not get to divide it by that we divided it to. We just only be perambulating on this code. That is why that X is functioning as 2. I said it, that all this formula, this thing we are checking, when we get to the practice, we understand it better. Because question might change the face. And I thank God I picked the question 2 too, which really changed the face of that question. Do we get that?
Yes, sir.
Any other question?
Yes, sir. One last question.
Oh yeah, ask
now
me.
Now we have calculated for, we have gotten the average for 4 minutes and for 8. Can we try that for 1 minute?
Can we try?
For 1 machine.
No, 1 machine has been given now.
For 1 machine, we have calculated that. We should just put for 1 machine. Actually, that is what they've given to us. Okay.
Yeah, it's 1,000.
For producing the 1 machine is 1,000. Do we get that? If you are now to go by the formula, it should just be a repetition. Let's go by our AX raised to power B again. Our A is the first batch that we produce. And what is the first batch we produce is the first machine. 1,000. But still give it a trial. A is 1,000. Okay. Times the X is 1 divided raised to power minus 0. What do we have? Minus 0.3219. 3219. Anything raised to power? No, will it give us 1? Yes, anything raised to power 0 is 1. It will still give us that 1,000. Do you see that? It will still give us 1,000. So that is just it. Any question?
When will this be uploaded? The recording.
That's not a question. The recording will be sent. I will ask the admin.
Okay, but on the web where we can easily get it, what is happening?
It's supposed to also come online to talk to us on the web because it came on board during the. If I'm coming, let us end this class so that we'll not be talking out of point.
Okay.
So there, we shall continue from here in our next class. I wish us all a good understanding, sound retentive memory.
Hello, sir. My leader.
Yes, sir. We are not going yet, too. I just want to stop the video.
Okay.
Please, are we still having
So that we
class
cannot
today's
do the
night,
talk.
like PM class, no man, when we are supposed to have for this?